nobody wants to go through hardships or challenging times, but for me, and I'm curious about how you feel about this, I feel like all of those things that have happened to me brought upon the curiosity and the seeking of things to
Mm.
be able to do to help myself. And then I say, how can I help someone else with this information? Who else could benefit from using this? And so it is using what could have been something that was really challenging and not staying stuck, but then saying, "Ooh, I've gotten past this," or I'm in the process, I'm on the journey of coping
100%.
myself. So, how can I share this with someone else? Do you feel like that was how you evolved into all of these different modalities yourself as part of your healing journey?
100%. 100%. Because when I was in it and I didn't have these tools or I
Yeah.
didn't have the wisdom, my body's wisdom, I truly used to believe that things are happening to me.
Yeah.
And now I toggle between things are happening through and as me and sometimes for me. This is what I truly think at this point. Like, this is just my perspective of life and where I'm
Yeah.
at based on the knowledge and the wisdom that I've gathered. I truly feel that we come into this experience in this human plane, in this 3D, just as this loving, most worthy, most powerful, most awesome beings ever, right? And
Mhm.
then life happens. And we gather our karma, we gather our stuff, we gather all this stuff along the
Yeah.
way. And if we're given the right tools, I think we pivot. There is strength, there is resilience that we learn with each fall. I think pain is inevitable in this human
Yeah.
experience, no matter what
Mhm.
and when and how, it just happens.
Right.
But the suffering is optional. When we
Yeah.
get stuck in that pain is when we suffer. When we keep going over and doing the same things over and over and over and get
Yeah.
attached and married to that pain instead of just observing it with loving awareness and releasing it and knowing. And it's like easy for you to say, no, it's not easy for me to say. I've endured a lot of pain in my life, but a lot of times I was just stuck in that pain. And then it's like addiction to emotional suffering. And I really believe that when we have these tools, when we learn, because it's like at the end of the day, our soul is here to learn a lesson. If we
Yeah.
learn something from that pain, from that test, it's like I used to always ask myself, why is this happening to me? Because that was my brain's way of seeking what was my story. And
Mhm.
then when I switch the narrative and flip the switch and is in, what am I learning through this? I get through it so much faster and the wisdom comes and the pain leaves and the test never happens again. And
Yeah.
I did that over and over to now realize this. But I say this because I truly believe that when we learn from these things, when we get the lesson, then it gets easier and easier because we're getting the lesson and we're not keep repeating the same things over and over. It's like fear is inevitable. That's a pattern we learn. So if
Right.
that's the pattern that we've learned, then how can we teach ourselves through
Yeah.
see the fear and meet it with love, meet it with safety, because the antidote to fear is safety. Change
Yep.
and uncertainty brings a lot of fear. But
Yeah.
how can we get through it? By learning and applying these tools and being more graceful and being more compassionate and being more kind, seeking support, asking for help, so that we can get through it feeling more connected, feeling more loved, feeling like connecting to our highest self and not seeking from answers outside, because
Yeah.
all that we need is within us. We know, we just don't allow that because we're in our mind so much.